a special happy birthday shout out to Kara Casey. Happy birthday, Kara.
Happy birthday, Kara.
It's going to be a quiet night tonight. This is going to be the fastest podcast in record history. We got the stalwarts here. Steve, Monday, Friday night hockey's got you back in on a Wednesday night. How are things going?
Smack dab in the middle of the week. Loving being on this schedule.
Good old hump day, Steve. Pete, I have to apologize.
That's okay.
At least we didn't timestamp text each other the whole weekend.
That is true. I don't miss Casey. Although if you could have another guest, who would it be?
Probably Duddy.
Really?
Here it comes.
Yeah.
Here he is.
Not so fast, my friends.
You know who I knew it wasn't going to be?
Who?
Larkin. No chances that guy's showing his face.
He goes to sleep at 8:30.
No, he texted me a little while ago. I don't know if he sleeps much. He might be the lowest volume sleeper in the league.
Mike, if he texted you a little while ago, 8:30 is still a possibility.
But he also texted me like 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, 8:30, 5:30. He's an early riser. It makes perfect sense.
Touche. Jeff, happy Wednesday, buddy. How are things?
Happy Wednesday. Great to be here.
Camera's on quality.
It is Kara's birthday today. Make sure you wish Kara Casey a happy birthday.
I hope Christian did.
Sent her a gift.
Oh, Jeff, you're so behind.
So behind. Your internet is so bad right now. It is ridiculous, Duddy.
All right.
Oh, boy.
Should we kick him out? I don't know if he can even hear us.
It's slow motion. It's perfect.
Hey, who found out about Kadarius Toney?
I think Jeff was the first one to find it.
All my guys are leaving me. Jeff, how did you find out about Toney?
Oh, hold on.
All right, let him go.
Same thing every time he's on.
The last time we saw his balls, so this is better than
How
that.
small his head is.
All right. While he figures this out, I got big announcements for the podcast.
There we go.
Jeff,
What?
yes.
What?
All right. In honor of Jeff coming back, I brought back sound effects. So I want you all to get on board with this stream. Because the sound effect is back. All right.
How'd it come back? What happened?
I was messing around in the thing today and I saw that they offer sound effects. So I was like, oh, yeah. I don't have a sound effect for that.
Oh, I was really hoping for like an.
Oh, wait a second. Did you forward Innes the text message, the emails? He could play Case's role.
Yeah, of course.
He'll do it on the fly.
This is going to be so.
I'll be just like Case. We can make picks for the week. I'll keep track and then not know who picked who.
Oh,
Jeff
Guys,
gave
write it down.
Jeff gave the
Get outta
best
here.
reason. Jeff gave the best reason for not wanting to come to the podcast. He said that he appreciates listening it fresh tomorrow. So I
was really torn. My wife was out tonight, had a meeting. I was like, oh man, I'm kind of gonna ruin like an hour tomorrow if I go on tonight. So
Oh, then you could re-listen tomorrow.
I
Sometimes
can't listen to myself.
really feel like it.
Oh no, I couldn't. I took my dip out tonight. I couldn't stand that Lisp episode for the pre-draft.
Big improvement. Improvement.
Oh man, that was.
Jeff, as a listener, who gives the best takes?
Oh, it's a tough question. I would say, well, what do you mean by like the takes that I agree with the most, or like the most insightful?
Both.
Well, I'd say DeVito at least has the most information or data behind his takes. They're not always right, but he brings the most information to it.
True.
And I would say that my favorite segment is when you ask Steve a very poignant question and he talks about something else. And then at the last 2 seconds of what he talks about, he comes back with the answer. So
I don't really like the question. We're gonna go off.
no, it's not even that you didn't like it. It was like Mike wasn't even talking. You just gotta get out what was on your mind. And then I'll get back to you. Yeah.
I think a lot of the times I don't pay attention to what you guys are talking about at all. And then when it gets thrown to me, I just start talking. So I don't pay attention to anything you guys say.
I also love when Mike goes, when Mike tries to say, or no, whenever every episode, Pete's like, we're going to run through this quick. And I look down and they're 47 minutes later. We're getting to week 2 preview.
My favorite part about last week was Mike would ask Case to talk about a specific team, and he would go the complete opposite of Case. I need you to focus on who I am.
No, I will disagree. The best part of last week was when Mike was saying how insufferable Case was on text, and he said that he goes, DeVito even texted me about it. And you go, no, I didn't.
I did not.
That was my favorite part.
That's the Mike antagonizing text.
Yeah. That was good.
Do you prefer more time spent on the recap or more time spent on the preview?
I love it all. I'm just in it to hear stuff talked about. You guys could go 2 hours. I'll put it in. It'll take me a couple days, but I'm like, everybody likes to hear stuff talked about that you're in. So
yeah, you want to hear about yourself. Do you agree that Brian Casey's the weak link of the four of us?
He's probably, but he provides entertainment for me. So, Pete produces it. Chloe's asking questions. DeVito brings lots to the table. And then Case is like, you guys are kind of picking on him, all three of you. So it's a good mix.
Case, when I listen to it back, I'm always impressed at the level of confidence he has in everything he says. It is remarkable.
It's not a lie if you believe it, George Costanza.
It's so good to have you back, Daddy.
There's so much pointing directly at the screen.
Oh, shit, that reminds me. He texted me a trade this morning, and I told him I was golfing, and he respected the hell out of it. He's like, "Get ready for the Ryder Cup. No problem. Take your time." It just crossed my mind. I never got back to him.
Sorry, Case.
He's at the dinner with his wife, so get him tomorrow. All right, let's do it. Let's get into it. We had another exciting week 3. Came down to the wire. Top 2 teams in the same game for you, unfortunately, Pete. But let's hear some of the booms, some of the busts, and some high-level recaps. Pete, take it away.
We do need a phrase for the person that scores the second most and loses to the person that gets the highest. I don't like best loser. I don't like biggest loser because that's
pat on the ass was pretty good.
All right, the pat on the ass award. I do kind of. We're explicit now, so what the hell? Boom of the week goes to Mike Kaleli, 154.15, and you needed every single point of it to beat the man, the myth. Don't worry, I Venmo'd Sheila, so she got the money directly.
I was wondering why I didn't get any money. That was
not even
Wait, she didn't even tell me that she got it. She didn't say anything to me.
I
just slapped Mike on the ass Tuesday morning. Nice job this week.
No,
you
wonder why she was extra cheery this morning. She was $50 with her.
No.
Must be nice, Mike.
Jeez Louise.
Must be nice.
God.
Mike has now 15 booms. That is the most all time. In second place is DeVito with 13.
Ooh,
increasing your lead. Beast of the week goes to the highest point scored. Do you guys know who it was? He wasn't started.
Oh, Trey Tucker?
Yeah, good guess, Jeff. Trey Tucker
nice
on the Raiders scored 49 points. That's the highest individual point score that we've had this year. But he wasn't started. So if we were playing by those rules, Jonathan Taylor had the most.
Taylor again, yeah.
Yeah, with 37, which was actually big, 12 points less than Tucker. So this guy had a big day. Going deep. Mike, do you know what it is?
I got to tell you, I didn't watch a second of football on Sunday. Went to the UConn women's open practice at Sacred Heart. So
I can't believe I lost to you. Can either of you two men give me a guess on who you think the longest?
No, I went to Tampa Catholic's women's volleyball game on Sunday. Yeah. No, I think it could have been 3 different guys.
Best joke in 129 episodes.
Like, keep that to yourself.
I was about to ask who won. I was like,
oh, wow. That nice little Sunday he's got there.
Catholic. I heard they're up and coming.
Yeah. Oh, they went to the citrus orchard after, picked some oranges. Nice little Sunday.
Somebody else I can talk to.
Was it McKissick or Taylor or David Johnson? David Montgomery is my guess.
It was David Montgomery. Third time's the charm.
It was Montgomery.
82, wasn't it?
72-yard rush beats ETN's 71-yard play from week 1. So Montgomery currently the holder of the longest play of the year. That is your weekend review.
What a start. That's an unbelievable.
Yeah,
that's
good.
an all-time start.
That was good. Did you know I went to the Yukon Women? Like you had that one on the chamber.
You
No,
should
that's
say-
quick thinking, man.
Good
Say
job.
hi to my friend Jeff. Say hey.
Yes.
We call him Duddy.
Hey.
Hey.
What's up, buddy?
Oh, I'm laughing. I'm crying because I'm laughing so hard. All right. See
But he
you.
was being very mean to your dad.
So concerned. I'm crying.
That was great. Way to go, Jeff. Jeff, it's great to have you're so quick on your feet. It's so nice
Happy
to
to
have
be
you.
here.
Speaking of quick on your feet, the game of the week. Man who's quick on his feet tonight was quick on his feet over the weekend. First loss of the season for Darian. The big rides into the win column. Pete, give us that recap.
Darian keeps it rolling. I mean, sorry, Innis keeps it rolling. I'm all thrown after that.
The Darian kept his pizza rolling. That's about it.
Yeah, the pizza looks. What's the point of the pizza? Is the point of the pizza to show how bad it came out?
I think it's a foil.
I was talking to him on the phone Sunday morning. We're shooting the shit for a half hour or whatever. And he goes, "All right, I gotta go, but dough's rising."
The dough's rising. Well, the dough, let me tell you, the dough did not rise on this one. As Innis keeps it rolling. 2-0 against Christian last year. I thought Bowers would be the difference in this one, but he did nothing. This was the second biggest blowout of the week, so they don't give an award for that, but just note that one. Jeff jumps up 1 seed. I want to continue to keep track of this. Yeah, Jeff jumps up 1 seed to the 5th seed. Christian loses his first game, but holds on to the 2th spot. And Christian is the second highest scoring team of the league. So better days ahead for Darian.
Jeff, I like when people other than the four of us come on and they get to talk about their teams. I'm sure you must be pumped about Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
I'm
the
sure
whole,
you must.
the whole offense.
You must be pumped about McCaffrey. Those two guys have been healthy, strong. Give us your thoughts on both week 3 and take us into the war room a bit. How are the Big Rods feeling about being in 5th place?
Good place to be. I mean, it's kind of crazy with the standings 2-1. A bunch of people at 2-1. That'll even out. But no, I like my lineup. Everybody's healthy. I haven't got into bye weeks yet. That's an Achilles heel. If you look at my bench, it's a lot of has-beens, maybes, and rookies. So, yeah, no depth. No depth. It's too early to talk depth. I'm not sure. People vary on this.
It's getting close.
So, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
I think if Taylor and McCaffrey are healthy, and I can fill in 6 other spots. I mean, I can beat anybody any week.
I vote to have Casey removed. I vote to have Casey removed from the podcast permanently.
Me too. Me too. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Kara. Steve, bring us into War Room Darian. And we didn't recap it because it happened between last week's episode and the game, but we saw a first loss of the season and a trade away of a star quarterback. So Darian made a move before the week like he was not in a position to win. He showed that on Sunday he wasn't in a position to win. Give us your reaction to the trade on Jalen Hurts and give us your reaction on Darian's loss.
I'm still perplexed as to why he traded Jalen Hurts, especially when he was 2-0, cruising, most points in the league. And Hurts is a guy who's almost a guaranteed, 20-point floor every week. I mean, the guy's been money for him for a couple of years now in an offense where not only can they throw the ball like they showed this past weekend when they got behind, but he's every goal line carry with the tush push. I don't understand that. If he was like the way Breen was when he had Mahomes and Allen, it's like, all right, I got to trade one of these guys here at some point and get something in return. Completely get it. I don't understand at all to put in Trevor Lawrence, who scored 9 points for him and killed him.
I did text Darian on Sunday morning. I was offering him Caleb Williams, and he didn't really seem interested. I think that there's 2 big bright spots though.
Wait, that's so bizarre.
What?
Because the reason he did the trade. Wait, when did the trade go down?
Sunday morning.
But he was reaching out to you for Caleb Williams?
No. I only did that because he texted on the chain.
Gotcha.
So I can provide a little insight here because I was talking with him after the trade Sunday morning. He was saying, I was like, what's going on there? I get he hasn't done much. And Christian believed that his value was at basically a tie point because at this point they weren't throwing the ball. They weren't playing from behind. But not only that, he thinks the tush push is getting banned at some point. So he thinks he loses a lot of value on rushing touchdowns. when that happens.
What an incredibly bad take in hindsight.
Oh, the 3.
Awful take.
Yeah, I mean, at the time when I was listening to it, it sounded very logical and thought out.
In all honesty, I think Christian may have taken a look at his roster and said, like, do I really have enough to contend with the likes of Spates or Innes in the playoffs? His big guy, he's got Bijan Robinson. Who else can you count on if you're going to go up against Innes, Kaleli, and Spates in a play? He doesn't match up well with those guys week to week.
Interestingly enough, I would take the other side. I think the Darian's team, if he hadn't sold Hurts, is pretty good. And the thing we didn't talk about, it's always important in this league to get a guy who arises from your bench you didn't expect to be an every week player. I think Judkins can be that for Darian. So I was even more surprised, Steve, that he did it when he had all these open questions, because I look at his roster and you have Bijan as your floor, and then Judkins, you have Achane, Addison's about to come back. If Bowers gets healthy, he has enough pieces to me. He's totally in the mix. That's why I was surprised he made the trade.
It would also be nice if one of the Jaguars running backs, just one of them got hurt.
Yep. Yeah, but like, to me, Achane is a wild card for him. Achane is a guy that could easily score 25, 30 a week, or he's also with the Dolphins could score 5. And he's an injury waiting to happen. The guy gets hurt every year.
Hey, at what point am I going to start getting some credit? I pull off a trade for Garrett Wilson. Everyone's surprised that it happens. I pulled off a trade with Dak Prescott. Everyone's surprised that it happens.
Well, I wouldn't say the Garrett Wilson trade went well yet. But
I pull off a trade. Everyone's surprised that it happened.
You also traded Justin Jefferson 3 years ago. Like, let's calm down here on your trade genius.
It's been a good year.
Pete, this is the second trade between you and Darian. So rekindled flame. Who initiated this one?
Just came out of the blue and said, "Do you want Jalen Hurts?" I said, "Yeah, sure."
Wait, what?
Swear to God, just came out of the blue and said, "Do you want Jalen Hurts?" I said, "Yeah, sure."
So you mean he reached out to you asking if you wanted Hurts?
Hold on.
I can't with this guy. He's in first place and he's going to deal his franchise quarterback?
Yeah, quote unquote, Saturday, 10:30. Any interest in Hurts? Yes.
What are we doing?
AM or PM?
Pete. It's got to be Pete.
Any interest in Hurts? There it is.
Yeah, can't see it, but it looks good.
All right, well, there it is. Yeah.
Holy Christ.
Well, congrats to you, Jeff. Back in the winner's circle, takes down Darian for his first loss of the season. Another win and another first of the season was Kevin Breen with the upset in game number 2. Takes down Spates. Breen's team on the rise, gang. Pete, give us that recap.
Now, Breen is just, in general, just dominates at the beginning of the year. So, but he does pull off the biggest upset of the weekend, actually. It was a 5-seed over a 2, redeeming himself for the 54-point showing that he did last time they met each other. Remember, we talked about that stinker on the show last week. I thought that Stevenson would give Breen the advantage. I don't know what the hell happened there. He must have nudes of Rabel's wife because they played him through so many fumbles. It's getting kind of ridiculous. What happened to Innes? This is a hurry. Hey, there he is. So it was Spates' choice at quarterback that really hurt him. He went with Browning. He was debating going with Rodgers, but Rodgers only scored 5 more points, so that wouldn't have been anything. Really, the only winning play for Spates would have been to play Geno Smith at quarterback, and you can't really think that he's going to go with that. CJ drops from the 2 seed to the 3. Breen improves from the 5 seed to the 4. So we got them both there in the playoff mix.
I can't believe he started Jake Browning. 1. 2,
you're not going to start Geno Smith.
He started Jake Browning in Minnesota, dude. It's just such a bad. There's no logic.
It is bad.
The decision you make.
The only winning play would be to play Geno Smith. So
even
when you think
about it, I'm saying,
what if he played Mariota?
No, Mariota only had 22. He wouldn't have made it.
He could have started Mariota. I'd be like, oh, okay, he took a shot at me. It's just such a bad. We'll get to Lloyd in a second because I feel bad. It's just bad process. Like, Jake Browning can't be your starting quarterback. It's a bad decision. He would have lost because Neighbors had a pretty bad week. So, Steve, I'll go to you first on the Spade side. We talked high floor with him. The Gibbs, Neighbors, that quartet didn't come through. Neighbors, the big problem. Give us your thoughts if you're CJ, still 2-1, still probably feels like he controls his own destiny.
Well, with Case not here, I'll bring my picks back. I had Breen in this because of the matchups that Spates had. Henry against Detroit, figured that was going to be a blowout. He'd get phased out of that thing. Neighbors against Kansas City. Kansas City's defense has been really, really good, even though they're 1-2. And he has Russell Wilson throwing the ball, and they weren't playing Dallas. So for Spates to play Browning with those matchups, he had to hit with Daniels being out, and got to pick someone up better than Jake Browning on a injury. Like I didn't get that. I'm with you, Duddy, about playing him on the road. Like why are you playing a guy who's a backup on the road? And Minnesota has actually been pretty good against the pass this year. So yeah, I didn't understand that at all. I got to tell you one thing. You Pete, you just talked about Breen's roster here. We could talk about this coming up. I actually think he had two really crazy things happen. He had probably the bench star of the week with the injury to Connor going out, right? So he's got Benson now, who's going to be a first-string running back. And he's got Stevenson, who is going to go from 1 to probably 3. So it's like it's a flop there. And what's the end result going to be for him? So good for Breen to get the win over Spates. And I'm with you guys. I can't believe he played Browning.
Yeah, it's nice when you have the number 1 waiver guy already on your team too. Yeah. So it's a double win there.
Yeah. Case, thanks for the analysis. Jeff, he just covered both teams, so
okay.
Thanks for the analysis.
He did a nice job.
Anything you want to add? You feel happy for Kev? Or
I feel it's a nice win for Breen. I think the interesting part of it, that just like is kind of crazy that the first 2 picks of last year's draft, the first top 2 wideouts against each other last week, and really it didn't matter. They both kind of stunk. So that's kind of I always like looking at the draft picks.
First 3 picks were in this game.
Oh,
Crazy Adunze has become the best of those. Was the best of those this weekend.
Yeah, I mean the cornerback completely fell down. Like you could have ran that route for 7, Mike. But yeah, he was open and got the ball. So that's what happens.
And shot at Mike.
It's okay. Kev, sneaky.
Well, the 3 of us aren't running that route for 7. So
Sneaky. Kev's team's in a sneaky spot. I think the Baker on the bench as well. Like he's gonna hang around. The Benson injury is gonna help him. Kev's gonna be here. I think this is fun.
I'll be honest. I reached out about Baker Mayfield when Burrow got hurt, and I don't like the price. So he knows. He kind of knows what he has there.
Yep. He's got a win this week, which is a good win for him. Speaking of a good win, kind of an unfortunate one that he's not here. Case with a moderate performance. Lloyd, I think potentially with the worst week of the season. Pete, give us that recap.
Yeah, this recap brought to you by Cordell and Cordell. Brian Thomas did nothing again. This guy is, I claim that he was the softest wide receiver in he got 10 points. We talk about 10 as the new 0. Honestly, this guy sucks. I'm going to stand on a soapbox. I really hate Brian Thomas. Anyway, CD got hurt early. That probably could have made a big difference in this game. As a result, Lloyd only scored 86 of his 156 projected points. That's pretty awful. And he lost the Dak stack in the process. Bad game for Lloyd. He drops from the 8 seed down to the 9 seed. Oh, only 10 points ahead of DeVita for last place. Casey wins, but drops from 4 to 6. Poor Casey. Bad win when he dropped down 2 seeds, but that's it.
Jeff, I texted these guys my take watching the game on Monday night.
Yeah.
So I thought Spates, horrible process to get to Jake Browning.
Yep.
Larkin, horrible process to play Wendell Robinson over David Montgomery. Horrible. I think I hate to say it. Like Dan, texted Dan today. I think he might just be bad at fantasy football.
I think he's bad at making a decision, whether that be for trading or for in-week purposes. He can make draft picks. Like that's very clear.
Very good at drafting.
He can identify talent, but then it's on him to play the right person, which is completely lost. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, he's just going to feel the weight of the world. Like, I know it's fantasy football, like all that, but like he has to just be beside himself. Everything that could possibly go wrong has gone wrong. Like, it's week 4, and his number 1 wideout has Jake Browning. Yeah. His number 2 wideout, who's no slouch in himself, who's lined up at running back and can't play now. He can't. He's traded for 3 quarterbacks. Like, it's fantastic.
You see on Fab on Fields, like
You couldn't write this script.
he wasted all of his budget on the worst player.
And then he's gonna turn this on and watch 4 of us laughing at him. I love the kid to death, but God, it can't get any worse.
If you put it, Jeff, if you looked at his roster, you put it together, literally everything that could go wrong for every single player.
And he's just gonna to the point last Sunday, he's just gonna be like, I don't know, Wandale Robinson. I'm just gonna go with him. I'm feeling it. Oh, Jesus.
Man.
Yeah.
Poor guy. Poor guy.
It really can't get much worse.
I hope he gets one. It could get much worse. If I beat him, I'm going to rub his nose in it this week. So, Steve, a very pedestrian week again for Case. His team has not performed all that well. I think he's like 8th in points. Yet here he is, 2-1 through 3 weeks. Look at his roster. He feels confident every week. What's your reaction to the game? He's got to love having Lamar Jackson, is my takeaway.
He's the only guy on that roster you could look at week to week right now with the injury situation that is in Minnesota, right? Or maybe not even injury, because I don't know how trustworthy McCarthy is with Jefferson, but he's the only guy you can look at and feel really confident of your case. I mean, I understand Zay Flowers had a good first 2 weeks, but this is what Zay Flowers did last year. He'd have a good couple of weeks, and then he'd have 5 weeks where he would do nothing. Now Case is looking at injuries across the board. Mike Evans is hurt, and now Godwin is going to be back there. So even when he comes back, now you're going to have Egbuka and Godwin to compete with targets, the wide receiver spot. Kupp seems like he's not even a real option in Seattle, and Devontae Adams now is hurt with a hamstring. I understand Case is 2-1, but you got to be – Case isn't going to be nervous. Who are we kidding? But any normal person would look at this roster and think, like, I'm in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah. Welcome to the big leagues, Lloyd. There's no weeks off here. You're right. 0-3, my friend.
Speak of no weeks off, Pete.
Before we go on, how about Lloyd is projected to have a perfect season? Okay, projected to have a perfect season, and after an 0-3 start, he's projected to be 13-3.
Is that true?
Yeah, Yahoo still gives him the benefit of the doubt that you're going to win out the rest of the season.
Wow,
I think
good for him.
Yeah, I think that is bizarre, but good.
That's a good positive way to end this for Dan. Is he's thinking
but honestly,
driving off the road at 5:45 tomorrow morning.
But it's
as that tall pine's looking more and more luxurious. He just jerked the wheel back at the last minute. 13-3. 13-3.
Oh,
good. Pete, recap our game. You had a really good week, and I beat you.
It was all perfectly in place. It was Sunday Night Football, a come-from-behind win. I just need Kelsey to catch one touchdown or anything, honestly, and he does absolutely nothing. I get 0 points for the obscene gestures he makes to the other team. I've had more than I have explained that to my daughter. I have more than enough of Travis Kelce. I did consider the Goddard stack about an hour before kickoff. I picked up Goddard and I said, man, what if I could go against Kelce and just throw that in there? It would have been the difference, but I don't want to get in the business of would-haves. I had faith in Kelce, and I hate him. He's going to be on my bench until further notice. This is a rare case. I lose, Mike wins, but I jump from 10 to 8, and Mike jumps from 3 to 1. So we both went up 2 seeds.
There you go.
So win overall. Congratulations.
Pete, when you were confident. I was checking at the arena for the UConn game, and I did not feel good. My 1 o'clock round did not do me favors. You thought you were going to win at 4 o'clock.
Yeah. Oh, I thought I was going to win all weekend.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. If it's any consolation, me too. I was confident that it was going to come down to Sunday Night Football and Kelsey just doing something, and for Kelsey to score 6, of course, in this league, 10 is the new 0. Yep. For Kelsey to just score 6, I was like, you got to be kidding me. Yeah, Steve, I think you have to look at Pete's team. Another very unlucky week for Pete, and we do need to give Pete credit. His team was garbage at the beginning of the season, and he now has a roster that, like, week to week. So I have a bunch of people on Twitter that I follow, like who should you play this week? It felt like every single person's like, play Jordan Mason, play George Pickens, and now he puts up 153. He's got a couple of guys on that roster now that you're going to look at next week and say any of them could pop. Even in a loss, I think you have to feel like Pete is in a much better position.
Oh yeah, he's got way better options. If you look at something like compare him to Case's roster, if you were to look at them side by side, whose roster right now would you rely more on? And I think I would rely more on Pete's. He's got more fluidity in his roster.
I thought you were going to say boomability.
Yeah, Casey sucks.
I'm not going to go that far yet, but it was close, 4 points away from it. But no, not there yet. No.
Jeff, give me a level of surprise. Chosen Ones, defending champs, 3-0 out of the gates. And not to toot my own horn, excellent coaching this week. Puts in Caleb Williams against the bad defense, benches T. Higgins for Cortland Sutton, who scored 2 points last week. Cortland Sutton, who Pete said thanks for playing, was the reason I won the game.
Ugh.
What was that movie with Tom Cruise, the high school football movie? All the Right Moves, starring Michael.
It was all the right moves.
So I'm not surprised that you're at the top because I was in a separate leak text earlier in the week where we were discussing, or it was moderately discussed. Someone mentioned that Lloyd no longer has the most talented roster in the league, and it's Mike Kaleli now.
Whoa.
So yeah.
I don't know who said that. I don't know who said that, but good.
You could put together someone who ranks rosters and talks about them. So, but yeah, I would agree with that. A talented roster, good coaching. I mean, I could not believe Caleb Williams just throwing it all over. Touchdowns are coming. I did not see that as a smart play going into Sunday, but really worked out. So well done. I would not have played him. Not a chance.
Why not? Why not?
I don't think I did. He had looked like garbage. I don't know. Just didn't see that one coming. So congrats.
And then Dallas showed up.
Yeah, Dallas defense is the gift that keeps on.
Great.
Who do they have this week?
Hopefully not this week.
Love. You better go Love. You better go Love this week.
I don't know. We're in a good spot, and I've had a pedestrian Saquon for 3 weeks, and I'm 3-0. So net, looking good. Puka is the best player in fantasy football if he's healthy. That's my.
Mike, I would also say we were talking about how everything's going wrong with Lloyd's roster, and obviously Pete's made moves, but he gets Jordan Mason. Aaron Jones goes on the IR.
Yep.
CeeDee Lamb gets hurt. Like, these things are just lining up to all of a sudden bump guys that are maybe a running back 2, running back 1, or wide receiver 2 to getting targets and carries galore.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't want to go into too much detail about that because I don't want to pump my own team. But so many things have gone right since I've gotten these guys. Even like Ken Walker, Charbonnet gets hurt, and like Pickens, CeeDee Lamb got hurt. It was like
Billy has to play from behind.
Yeah, it's like what is going on?
Even McBride losing Connor, he's going to be a goal line target now more than it's like there's a lot of things.
Even Kelsey, with all the people missing on Kansas City, he was a good play on paper. Like a lot of weird injuries have happened to benefit my team.
Do you think the chest bump with Andy Reid potentially hurt him in the ribcage region?
I honestly cannot stand Travis Kelce. I cannot stand looking at him. I can't stand the come on. Like, I can't stand Taylor Smith. I don't even like her Pandora channel. And I listen to Pandora. I pay for it.
What about Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift is a little different.
Who did I say? What did I say?
Taylor Smith.
Taylor who?
Smith.
Oh, Taylor Smith was the girl I went to college with. Very weird.
Can't stand her music either.
Well, we just lost another listener. Thanks, Pete.
Sorry, Taylor Smith. I miss you.
What is a citrus review, Pete? I don't know what Andy's saying here.
I'm gonna use
Andy wanted me to talk about where I played golf today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I played at Cabot Citrus Farms. So it's this new course. It's like a resort complex. So it's a play and stay. They've got 2 18s. They've got like a 10 or 11 hole course to mess around with. They've got a par 3. The lights stay until 9 p.m. so you can play and drink out there. Ooh. It's got 4 restaurants. Really, really nice. The coolest thing, or a couple things, you show up to the range. There was a bar on the range, as well as TrackMan video screens on every single outdoor range unit, tracking how far you hit the ball, the angle of it, the ball flight. That was cool. You also showed up to the first hole, and they gave you a homemade sugar cookie. That was pretty nice. Yeah, not a cookie guy, but I promised it to my buddy I was riding with. Had a bite. I said, sorry, I can't give it to you anymore. And
was it warm?
Mike,
sweets.
don't even get started. It's a well-known fact that Jeff Innes doesn't like desserts.
He's a savory. He's not a sweet guy.
No,
Yeah.
I'm okay with the not liking dessert, but not a cookie guy is a big statement.
No, not at all. It does nothing for me.
Whoa.
Give that.
And then the last thing that was cool, they had multiple stations that had water coolers with electric pumps on them with wet cold towels in them to take and use on the course. So that was nice.
Oh,
Wow, what a lovely event you had. Good.
Yeah.
Very good. Davida, there's your citrus review of the day. Let's get our citrus review of the week. Sour performance by Andy Davida, the toe versus the tie, and the toe reigns supreme. Pete.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything outlandish here. Steve was my lock of the week, and he delivers. Davida, disappointing week. He leaves his rookie and second overall pick on the bench for Stefan Diggs, who does have dad strength, I might add. But still. Steve stays at the 7th seed. Andy drops to last place.
Jeff, you good? You fell.
I had to put my charger in, so I wanted to turn the screen so that I didn't have to hold it for the next 35 minutes.
All right, sounds good. Can we have you talk about Steve?
I like the turn screen.
I do too. Good ring, good focus. DeVito, 136. Magic number year over year is typically about 135. DeVito breaks it. I think Steve's got to be feeling pretty good if he gets a win in a bad Jordan Love week and A.J. Brown could be back. But give us your thoughts, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason not to feel good. His team came to play, got some points out of guys that he probably didn't expect. But I think having Kraft back will help his roster get deeper. And I mean, I know you guys talked about it last week, and I called him crazy at the draft, but Keenan Allen is like number 2 or 3 in fantasy as all of fantasy wideouts for the whole year so far. So tremendous job, Steve. I thought that was stupid and egg on my face.
Woo.
Ditto, Jeff. I also agree that was a stupid.
Jeff,
cheaper, but
you know the amount of planning that Mike puts into this episode to make sure that Brian Casey won't lag throughout it?
What?
Am I lagging?
No, you're doing fantastic.
Oh.
This would tremendously cut down on Mike's amount of planning that he needs to do before an episode.
Well, we can't see your face now because the light is like shining.
That's
right
okay.
I don't even care. I'll take Jeff with a full black screen.
Let me just put this solar eclipse in front of it.
Good move.
Steve, did you ever feel nervous about playing against Andy's team? We might have the 10th place team for the rest of the season based off this week's performance, but give us your thoughts.
No, I agree. I saw Hampton on the bench and I was perplexed. I didn't understand. I could maybe understand the Diggs play. I did not understand the Chubb play on the road against Jacksonville. That I didn't understand over Hampton. Naturally, though, it's easy to play the Monday morning quarterback when Najee Harris goes down and then Hampton literally does not come out the whole game. But I mean, Hampton's a guy you pick at the top of the draft. He's got to be in your lineup over someone like Nick Chubb.
I have a question for you guys. What is more like? Which is likely to happen first? Mike loses first place or Andy loses 10th place?
Mike loses first place.
Me loses first place.
Mike loses first. Yeah.
So you think Andy digs his way out of 10th place before Mike loses the crown? Interesting.
No,
The
the
exact
opposite.
No,
The
the
opposite.
opposite.
You think Andy? Okay, I got you. Sorry, I completely misread that.
I think there's more teams. There's more teams right around the top.
But I also think his problem is the points he scores, right? So I think you and Lloyd above him have more points that you're going to score than he is, even if he wins a game or two.
Andy holding down 10th place for the rest of the year?
No, he's getting healthier. He's getting Worthy back. Ayuk will be back at some point if they're still on his roster. But I mean, if it could be worse, he could be low.
All right, so wait. I want to look at this a little bit further. Andy is going to get better and not finish in last. We all agree that Lloyd is 0-3 and probably going to improve. We just went through an entire segment about how my team has improved and is formidable. Who is going to finish in last place?
Andy.
Andy. That was pretty obvious.
Fair enough. All right.
Sorry.
So much for the getting healthy, and he's going to get.
I mean, he can still get
said
healthy.
healthy.
It doesn't
He
mean he's
said good.
leaving 10th place.
Sorry.
Andy does have some nice future assets though on this team. Like I think there's not having Worthy start the season hurt, Aaron Jones getting hurt right out of the gates, and then he's going to rely on a rookie running back like the second week of the season. he has some pieces down the road. I think Andy should still feel Egbuka was a good pick, but his roster's thin. His roster's thin right now.
Yeah.
How do we recap our pick?
If you told me I had to win a title in the next 5 years, I'd Andy's roster would be one of the ones I'd wanted. If I had 5 years or I die, I don't win. That roster's pretty nice for the next couple.
Who's the last one?
Why is that?
Who's the last
roster I'd want?
Yeah.
Geez.
Lloyd's.
The manager or the roster?
No, I'm managing it. He's not. Lloyd's managing it, anyone's roster. I don't know. I'll think about that and get back to you.
Case? Is it Case?
It's probably still Pete.
It's a lot of work managing this roster.
Yeah, I don't have that amount of time. I got 5 years here.
Oh,
once again, this is brought to you all by Cordell and Cordell. You can find the time. You just gotta look for
it. That's the punchline for Cordell and Cordell.
You can find the time.
Unbelievable.
If we're giving ads, if we're doing paid ads, I want to give one for Case. Justin Herbert's still available, in case you're wondering. Herbert, still out there?
He's not going to trade Herbert.
Yeah. Do we have
a picks recap?
No, screw him.
All right, let's get to week 4 then. Case will catch us up on.
I will say, I know DeVito was the only one that picked me, so nice job, Steve.
Good job.
I think I was 4-1 last week.
Good job, Steve. Proud of you, man.
Nice job.
Yeah.
Turning in receipts.
Who knows? All right, try to keep track of your booms, locks, and upsets because this kid's gonna listen back to it 6 times.
Case,
did get my boom and lock.
Oh shit!
I did too.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's get to week 4. Let's see who we got for these picks. We have an excellent game of the week this week. 2 seed, 4 seed. If the playoffs started today, these two teams would be in it. But let's hear it. Our now new 2 seed Christian Dudarian takes on our new 4 seed Kevin Breen. Pete, let's get that recap.
I didn't do much studying on this one this week. It's been a busy week at work. I was going to bring up something, but I forget exactly what it was. Anyway, I think the game of the week, honestly, should be Kaleli versus Lloyd. I know that's a 1 versus 9, and it doesn't match. It doesn't match what we were doing, and we have a 2 versus 4. But I think game of the week should be Kaleli Lloyd. But anyway,
that's the fans pick. The fans pick of the week.
Yeah, I think we should have co-game of the week. Yeah. Okay.
All right, just 2 games of the week.
All right. Christian, the last time they played, he was week 8. Christian won 164 to 145. The difference maker I have in this game, of course, I go way off the radar here. The difference maker I have in this game is Luther Burden, and he is the last guy on Christian's bench. And Christian got him as a free agent. He spent a lot of fab on him, put him on his bench, and has him. I really like him. I liked him before the 101 yards and a touchdown that he scored last week. So I like him short term, and I also like him really long term once they trade DJ Moore. So I think Christian needs to. That's just assuming they trade DJ Moore. This is like an openly talked about thing in football, that he's going to get traded. So if Christian was to move him up there, I would feel strongly about him. Potentially maybe sitting Shaheed. I don't really like Shaheed in the lineup. Anyway, long story short, I picked Christian. No superlatives.
All right, Pete, good take. Steve, I'm going to go to you first. Let's focus on both teams here because there's an interesting split roster choice, and I'm going to talk about the Las Vegas Raiders. 2 keys on both of these rosters coming from Vegas. We've got Brock Bowers for Dudarian. We've got Alshon Jeffrey. That's not who it is. What is his name?
Ashton Genty.
Ashton Genty.
Taylor Smith, Alshon Jeffrey.
Yo, Taylor Smith probably listens to this. I'm saying.
What up,
he's
Taylor
got like
Swift?
a Google alert for if his name's mentioned, and now he's going to listen to the episode.
The best part of that, too, is that you said it smoothly, like you were so confident. Alshon Jeffrey.
I knew that's what it was. But give us a look. That's a very interesting game for this matchup. Steve, give us the analysis of which side wins and who's your pick.
Yeah, so Chicago on the road has been very, very poor defensively. And now Bowers is getting healthy off of that injury he had in New England. So if Vegas is going to look to get back on track, they're going to have to get it through the tight end. But in order to get it through the tight end, in my opinion, they're going to have to run the ball, work on that play action game with Genty. So I love 2 things here with this lineup. Will Genty be able to run the ball effectively that he hasn't done yet all year? If he does, is that going to open up more for Bowers? I don't think Chicago gets up the way they did against Dallas, and I think that's going to hurt Bowers more so than it's going to do here for Genty. I think Breen's lineup, I said this earlier about Christian's, too many questions for me here in Christian's lineup, guys that are going to be able to do a lot. I think Breen has more boom ability. I don't have him as my boom this week. I do think he's got more opportunities here to get some points taking Breen.
Jeff, Breen's win to me is cemented Thursday night. He has to come out of the gates with his Marvin Harrison and now Trey Benson position player stack. Give us the look at the Cardinals game, Breen's roster, and who's your pick?
I don't appreciate them laughing at you, Michael.
That's okay.
He's out of
focus every single episode.
129 episodes.
I work exclusively on my home computer too.
I feel like Steve. I don't remember the question. No, I do. So I like Breeny's roster. I mean Benson's. That's huge for Connor going down. Like he just gained a pretty much a lock in the lineup every single week. Don't have to worry about if he sucks. Maybe I'll take him in a couple weeks, but he's in for the next 3 or 4. So that's nice. I think Marvin Harrison Jr., I don't think he's that great, but I think he has a big week this week. But after the drops he had last week, crying in the locker room, crying. There's no crying. But I think he has a nice week. And then obviously he's got Allen against a team that stinks on defense. So
did you guys?
I'm crying right now.
Jeff, you were like slow motion for 30 seconds, and then your voice going really fast.
I haven't recovered
like
from
a typewriter.
What's that?
I haven't recovered from Kaleli being out of focus, and then that happens. Oh man, bad.
So Jeff, you picked. I think you picked Kevin.
I'm gonna go with Kevin. Yeah, Christian's roster is weird. After week 1, it was like, all right, he's got guys every position, and now it's a little funky. Jacksonville was kind of a mirage, I think, with ETN week 1, so it's a little weird. I got to go Breen here. I'm gonna go Breen, and I'm gonna lock it.
Whoa!
Upset lock for Kev for jumping on the screen. Guys, there has to be a move for D'Adarian here because he cannot roll out Trevor Lawrence in San Francisco. There's no way if he's trying to win a game, that's the quarterback he goes with. I'm guessing we get Judkins in the starting lineup because of volume. I'm guessing that takes Shaheed out of the starting lineup. So I'll have a different roster. Even with a move, though, I don't know. He needs McMillan to go crazy. I like Kev's positioning at the moment. I think Kev's put a nice team together. The key guy that I haven't heard this group talk about is Ricky Pearsall for Kevin has been an awesome basement play, high volume target, gets the ball in space, and even with Mac Jones, there are not many people who can catch the ball. And so Pearsall's been pretty consistent. I'm going to say Kev. Kev's going to be my upset of the week this week.
Ooh.
Why'd we boo?
I don't know. I don't have anything for upset.
I was trying to tee it up to see if you had a new one. Well, let's see if we get an upset. I almost hope for his sake we get an upset in our second game of the week. It is our preseason number 1 seed, Dan Larkin, against our post-week 3 1 seed in defending champion Mike Kaleli's Manguso Bowl 3.0, I believe. Pete, give us this preview.
Last time you guys played was week 9 last year, and Mike won 152 to 117. This is also a rematch of the first round of the playoffs where Mike laid the smackdown on Lloyd, 183 to 179 or something crazy like that. I think the difference maker here is going to be Mike. Caleb Williams, put him in. What are you doing? I don't love him, but I don't think that the Patriots are ready to feature May. I think that after the way that last game went in what is going to be a must-win game for the Patriots, quote unquote, I think they're going to go back to the run game. I think they're going to try to redeem themselves with Stevenson, and I don't think that they're going to go hard with May. I still like Mike regardless, and I am going to pick him to boom. So Casey, write that down. but I would feel better if Williams is in. So I will pick Mike, and Mike is my boom of the week.
Just so you know, I'm not playing Caleb Williams, and I'm not taking Drake May out. I'm playing May this week. Jeff, you talked about Dana a lot in the recap, so I'm just going to ask a very I have the Scatabo option on the bottom of my bench has become an interesting one because he's the only guy there, and I'm kind of excited about Jackson Dart. Give me a viewpoint of the bottom of my roster, and if you think I've gone with the right running back tandem, or do you go back to the well with the DJ Moore?
I'm playing Scatabo. I don't like DJ Moore. I've never liked DJ Moore. I think weeks that he scores points, it's out of sheer luck or confusion by the defense. I would absolutely not play DJ Moore and play almost anybody else on your bench.
Wow, interesting. That's a pretty bold take.
Yeah, it's a pretty hot take. Guy's never done anything to me personally, but I can't stand him.
He's very unliked in this league, DJ Moore. I liked it. He's my type of guy. He's very flashy. Steve, this game to me,
they are trying to work him out of the offense.
Yeah, that's okay.
He's working himself back in.
That's okay.
He's my new Kadarius Toney. Steve, this game is
Young Joka? You talking Young Joka, bro?
Hey, one of the songs, by the way, I went to his page and I was like, this song is good, dude.
No, they weren't that good.
They were so bad.
They were really bad. I listened to R&R. RR was the name of the song I listened to. I was like,
I forget.
I gotta
stop that.
That will forever be in my search history now.
I cleared my search history after I looked it up in Apple Music, so my kids didn't click young, whatever his name was.
Yeah, that's why he cleared it.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm glad Jeff's on delay right now and no one picked up what he just said. Steve, this game is how much do you trust the Bengals offense Monday Night Football against a good Broncos defense? The game might come down to Monday night. We both have one of our starters in there. What's your take on that game and who's your pick?
Man, Lloyd's just running into bad luck after bad luck. He's going to have his stud going up on the road in Denver against Patrick Surtain. I don't see how Browning finds a way to get away from that, especially after what Minnesota did last week. And I'm with you, Pete. Brian Thomas Jr., he doesn't have a lot of options here, but on the road against San Francisco, he's going to get eaten alive in that Robert Saleh defense. He's not going to score anything. Mike, I love Scatabo, by the way. I'm with Duddy. Scatabo is going to be a target hog for Jackson Dart. But, yeah, I don't think the Browns are going to do well at all. I don't think Chase Brown is going to do very well up there. Jamar Chase, I don't think so at all. But I would actually, in this here, I would favor Brown over Chase because of checkdowns. He's probably going to catch some balls out of the backfield. Big Saquon Barkley week for you, Mike. I think Saquon's back. He has a big week. Same thing with Cook. You're going to keep this thing rolling. Lloyd's going 0-4. I got Mike.
Yeah, it's funny. I haven't got – oh.
Lock it.
Oh. Mike's he's on the train. That's all I got.
Jeff, I didn't ask for your pick, and I'll get to it in a second. There was a piece I wanted to pick Dan coming in because I'm like, man, the guy's got to get a win at some point. And he does have some bad luck because I have a couple nice matchups. Objectively, he has horrible matchups this week in a must-win game for him not to fall to 0-4.
Yeah.
Is he your upset? Can he be your upset?
I'm going to say this. Dan, if you're still listening to this podcast, buddy, bring that phone closer. All right? Starts with 1. You need 1 on the road to 13-3. Larkin starts this week with a win. It's the first one. We're on our road to 13-3. We can get there, Dan. We can get there. Let's do it. Win this one this week. I've got Larkin in a lock. I've got Larkin in an upset.
You already locked.
I know. I was going to try to lock all 5 games and really confuse Casey when he listened to it.
Do you think Lloyd waits for the podcast to happen for our suggestions and then does his lineup?
Yes.
I think it definitely confuses him. I don't think it's helpful for him. Let me say that much.
So do you think he just creates
it creates a lot of thought going on, and really, I feel like he's got a good like North Star. He kind of knows what he needs to do, and then he just starts reading and listening to stuff, and then he's like, my team's 0-2. I got to start Wandale. Like, Just and he's been so patient with his players. You think he'd be patient with the lineup, but he's not.
Do you think Dan tries to find a way to get Fields, Prescott, and Nix into the lineup?
Good one, Steve.
He's holding out for that 3 quarterback league.
Steve. That's good, Steve. All right, speaking of 3 quarterbacks, let's go to the third game of the week. Everybody's favorite. Guy might be an 8th, but he's 4th in points. He's sitting right there. Pete, can this one get you off the schneid against Tall Boy? Give us the preview.
We were 1-1 last week. We don't really need to talk about week 1. But the last time I played CJ, some would consider it the greatest upset in the history of this league.
True, 10-1.
115 to 106. I beat that booty. So at the DeLuca household with Jalen Hurts, the tush push is all the rage. Daughter needs to get in the shower. I tush push her. Son needs to do his homework. I tush push him. Cat needs to go to the litter box. I tush push him. Tush push is all the rage here. When you look at my roster, there's a lot of Qs, but really nothing measures up to this big D. If you don't want to pick me in this upset, you hate life. I'm going to go with Pete DeLuca in the upset, just like I did last year against Spates. Give me the upset horn.
Steve, I'm going to go to you first because last week.
DCF. What's DCF going to be at your door after they hear about you pushing your daughter into the shower?
Steve, let it go. You don't have to call. Steve, last week, the big problem for Spates was the quarterback position. And so here we are with Jaden Daniels, still a big fat Q. Is Jaden Daniels playing? If he doesn't play, where do we think Spates goes? Because there's some problems on his roster this week. Give us your Spates take, and who's your pick?
I think Jaden Daniels is back this week. He wanted to play last week. But I think he's back.
Confirmed?
I don't say it again.
Confirmed he wanted to play?
Yeah, there was a press conference, and he said, "Yeah, we'll leave that between me and Quinn."
Oh, I didn't know that.
He definitely wanted to play. Obviously, smart play not playing him last week, but I think he wanted to. He's got tough matchups again this week. Spates has really tough matchups again. Henry going to Kansas City. I know he's eaten them alive recently, but that defense is a little bit different this year. And Gibbs with Cleveland, we saw what they just did with Jacobs, getting only, 15 carries for 30 yards. And then Neighbors again with the Chargers. That's a tough one with a rookie quarterback. So I don't love Spates' matchups. I really like Pete's matchups. I think Minnesota's going to run it in that London game with Mason. Hurts going to Tampa. That's going to be a shootout.
Yep. Get ready for it.
Pete, I do have a question.
Yep.
If McLaurin is out, which seems like he's going to be,
Yep.
because now he's going to see a core doctor. Who are you putting in? Goddard?
Franklin. I'm going to go with Franklin Monday night against Cincinnati at home.
Thought you might go one more time to the well to Travis Kelce.
No more Kelce. I would go with Franklin. If one guy's out, I'd go with Goddard if 2 of them are out.
Mm-hmm. I have Pete. Pete's my upset.
All right. Do the thing. Jeff, if you're going...
Mike, I don't want to interrupt your question because I'm sure it's fantastic. Most of them are. But Pete brought up Franklin. How about that time that Wispy pants that guy shooting free throws at Franklin?
That was in the old. That was in the.
What ridiculous! What a ridiculous! Nobody you tell people at college that story and nobody believed you, because I definitely did. Like I know multiple people that have told that story to people weren't at the game, and we not believe them.
Did he get suspended?
I don't know.
I don't even know.
Every game.
He just had to go back and pull the kid's shorts back up. Sorry,
I didn't see it there. Those are the old field house.
Steve, does that ridiculous stuff still happen these days? Like that's ridiculous, right? Like
no.
That's good, wholesome fun, right?
No, I don't think so. I think people are.
I don't think so. No, that's
it's
probably sexual assault nowadays, right?
And Title IX across the board.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, make your pick.
So I also am choosing Pete. I will disagree with DeVito. I don't think that Jalen plays Daniels. So I think he's out. I think if McLaurin's out, they're not going to risk Daniels. They're not. Like Mariota looked perfectly fine running that offense. They're going to run the ball. They're going to run play action. Don't think they need him for that. And I like the Lucas matchups better. So as long as Philly's playing from behind, I mean, anything can happen. Anything can happen. So Pete, listen up. You and Lloyd both getting the reverse win this week. And I'm gonna put the Luca in the upset and the lock.
Case, I hope you got that one.
I was waiting for it.
I'll get on Team DeLuca. Spates' roster thinned out fast. I'm gonna go with Pete here on the sweep. Pete, the guy who's the key to me is Jordan Mason. That trade's gonna come back and come around nicely. You gotta get off the hot start on Monday night. You need some Ken Bone Walker. I like your roster, man. It's coming together. Wins due. I'll take Pete. I don't need a superlative because I already have Kev, but I'll give it the upset of the week.
All right, that's a mini siren.
Hold on, did I only give Pete as the upset?
Yeah.
See, it's not going to go as good now. Pete's actually my upset, and boom.
There's a lot going on there.
Speaking of booms, let's see if we get one in the fourth game. Pete, exciting one for you and I, because it's our two podcast buddies this week. Ennis, DeVito, let's hear it.
Yeah, two podcast people. Steve 2-0 last year against Ennis. Steve took it, sweep that. Week 9, it was only by 9 points, and week 10, it was by 12. So they were actually very close matchups last year between the two of you. Difference maker in this game, Jordan Love. I don't want to go too far off the radar here with him, but I don't think the love should stop there. I think Steve should fire up Kraft. I think fire up Dobbs. It's the Cowboys, and week after week, they're proven to give up a lot of points. So I am picking Steve.
Yeah, Jeff, look at Steve's roster. I have to imagine potentially seeing a stack against a terrible Cowboys defense is one thing that's worrisome, and the other one is that Keenan Allen has scored a touchdown in 3 straight weeks. Look at Steve's roster. Where are your worry spots, and do you think he can upset the big rides?
Yeah, I started looking at his roster when I closed out Christian at 4 o'clock, like literally at 4 o'clock on Sunday. Started looking ahead, playing a little look-see-loo, and I looked at DeVito. I'm like, oh God, oh what a match! I just go down his lineup. I'm like, oh, I couldn't catch this guy in a worse week. Really, really juicy matchups for Steve. But there's 3 things I love in this world: my family, a perfectly cooked medium rare steak, and kicking Steve DeVito's ass. So I'm gonna try this week. I think it'll be a little closer than really a blowout, but I'm taking myself in the boom and lock it in.
Another lock. Wow.
Hey, Jeff, you go to a restaurant. Okay, you go to a restaurant. They have any cut you can possibly get.
Yep.
What's the steak of choice, and then what do you put in the sides?
I vary. So it depends on who I'm going with. If I'm usually going with my wife and they've got it on the menu, love sharing the porterhouse.
Okay.
I get 2 beautiful cuts. You get the strip on one side, you get the filet for her on the other. Okay. Really, really works out nicely for all of us. She doesn't eat too much. I eat too much, so really works out for both of us.
Tell me what the sides.
I like sides. Size depends on the place. I usually like to take the server. Like if it'd be like somebody showing up at my house and me not showing them, the good stuff there. So I like to take the server at their word if I haven't been there before. Big fan of mac and cheese, like that as a side. Usually like to do like 1 or 2 starches and probably some type of veg. So
you know, gratin or a mashed guy?
I'm not a huge fan of potatoes as a side, if I'm being quite honest. Yeah. I love a gratin. I really like a loaded mashed. If I have to go somewhere with that, but more on the macaroni side of things.
Oh, interesting. If the kids are listening, by the way, the tip that Jeff just gave: to go to a restaurant you haven't been there before, ask the server, is one of the most underrated things you can do. These people know what is best. So good recommendation.
Now, I will say, you want to audit them. You want to audit their recommendation. Make sure they didn't recommend the 4 highest priced menus and things on the menu, because then they're just trying to pile up your bill. But if they're giving you something that's in the middle of the menu, middle priced or middle priced side, then yes, that's good.
Jeff, you want me to tell you what my trick is? I like to go in. I like to go in with, I'm thinking these 2 or 3 things, and I go open-ended. And I say, hey, excuse me, you can pick anything on the menu. And if they pick one of my things, I'm getting it. If they don't, then I say, I'm not interested in that. Pick between my 3.
Yeah.
So that way I get open-ended, like, let's see what you got, and then I'll get you more targeted.
Mike, I'll give you this one.
Yeah.
If there's a place I go to a lot and it's a steakhouse of some sort, I'll tell the waiter, I'll say, pick out a cut for me. Don't tell me till you bring it over the table.
Love that. You guys both turned into your fathers so quickly. It's absolutely amazing.
Like, if they're all within reasonably priced, then I'm like, yeah, surprise me.
Impressive.
Steve, will you be surprised this week and look at Jeff's team? Who's that person who's going to upend and potentially, give Duddy a victory?
Daniel Jones keep his hot streak. I think if Daniel Jones stays hot, I'm in a lot of trouble. If Daniel Jones comes back to earth, I might have a chance. Duddy, you said that you looked at my roster and thought there were a lot of juicy matchups. I did the exact same thing looking at yours. I mean,
so funny.
McCaffrey at home against Jacksonville, for whatever reason, he plays really, really well at home. Taylor against the Rams. I mean, I know Barkley didn't do much last week, but I question how good Indianapolis is going to be on the road. That's the only thing I think of. Are they going to come back to earth at some point here? And, would that be, they get behind big, and then does Taylor kind of get phased out of that and Jones just have a couple picks? But at the same point in time, like, I'd look at some of these matchups that you have, and I'm a little nervous about it, to be honest with you.
It's their first 4:00 game too, Steve. So that's interesting for Indy. Just playing at a different time on the West Coast, a little different.
Yeah. I've gone back and forth with this matchup. Honestly, I think this is going to be really, really tight. I can envision this thing coming down to that Monday night matchup. I think in order for me to win this week, I think I got to be up north of like 35 going into Monday in order to have a chance. If this thing is around 20 going into Monday night, it's over. I got to be north of 35 in order for that to happen. The only way that's going to happen is if Tampa Bay gets up big and they run the ball with Bucky and Philly's behind, another thing where A.J. Brown can score. But yeah, I'm going to take myself because of that Dallas thing. I think Love does have a big night. I think Tucker Kraft might go for 75 and 2 touchdowns again. He's finally getting healthy after last week. And he had for a guy that was hurt, he had 88% snap share, which I was shocked in that Cleveland game. I read that today, which I was really, really surprised at, which means with him,
Great stat, Steve.
So with him getting 88% in that Cleveland game, which they played horrible in, I think they're looking for a bounce back, and there's no better way to bounce back than that Dallas defense going back with Parsons. So,
Mike, I'd love to ask you and Pete a question, because I don't want Steve's input to mess with what I'm trying to do. But Calvin Ridley, what am I doing? Am I giving him another week? Are you going to one of these bums on my bench and taking a flyer? Like, I may need some points against Steve, and his 5-6 a week is not helping. So,
I will give you one positive here when these guys are done.
No. He just said no.
When you guys are done.
Hey, do you want to tell the league that I offered you a trade for Calvin Ridley at the draft and you turned it down?
Well, it wasn't just him.
Yeah, sure. Hey, Steve, if I offered in his Saquon Barkley for Ladd McConkey and Calvin Ridley at the draft, you think he should have done that?
Yes.
He didn't. I offered it to him. He didn't take it. Sorry, Duddy.
I don't know if I still would. I told him great offer. I just wasn't ready to pull the trigger. I just didn't have the onions to do it at that point.
To me, if you're pulling Ridley, it's because you want to get some action in that Green Bay game, and you're rolling it with Golden. He's the only person I could logically say.
Yeah,
I have you booming this week, dude. I don't think you have to touch it. To me, it's that Monday night game. Those defenses are bad, bad, and you've got the two most likely mouths to get fed. I think you could see two pretty high-scoring games out of Wilson and Hill. Daniel Jones has been good floor play. I'm a big Daniel Jones guy. He gets you 40 rushing yards. It helps you get there. If you assume Taylor gets in the end zone, and I think Steve's right on the McCaffrey piece. Even though I like some of Steve's matchups, I think Jeff's due for a big week, and I'm guessing St. Brown gets held in check a bit by Cleveland. Play who you want in that Ridley spot. You're my boom. Yes, Steve?
So Tennessee just changed their offensive coordinators today. Did you see that, Duddy?
I saw that. Yeah, well, the head coach relieved himself of calling plays.
Yeah. I'm gonna relieve myself.
That always works out well.
I don't think I'm doing well. I'm gonna let the owner know that.
So we hired you because you're good at offense, right? He's like, yeah. They're like, but you don't want to call the offense.
Yeah,
That
I
is
think
correct.
he's a bad coach. I think that guy's a bad coach.
He
That's my
stinks.
easy take. He's a bad coach. Speaking of bad coaches, last game of the week, Case up against Andy. Will Andy get his first win of the season, or will Case stay above 500? Pete, let's get that preview of game number 5.
Number 6 seed against the number 10 seed. Casey 2-0 against DeVita last year. Week 4 it was by 1 point, and week 13 it was by 50 points. So a little bit a different end of the spectrum there. Difference maker here, I feel like, is Hampton. It would be DeVita's top player, and I think he needs to play him. I need a lock. So September to me, 5 seasons running on this Entering Milford podcast, I've said this joke, but September to me means 2 things. 1, Hispanic Heritage Month. 2, Brian Casey wins games. So I'm going to pick Brian Casey, and I'm going to join the lock train. I'm going to give Brian Casey my lock.
I don't know if anybody's looked, but at the moment, the projected score is 124.69 to 124.23. That is a 100th decimal place difference. Steve, to me, this is an interesting one to see where the future of these franchises go. Our second and fourth picks in the draft. I'm guessing Case has to get Henderson in the lineup. Battle of the rookie running backs. Where do you think this game goes, and who's your pick?
So Case is already. I think Case's roster is probably done.
Yep.
He's locked in here, and Henderson is in. I did read a thing today to go along with what Pete said about Ramondre Stevenson. I don't think they're going to go away from it, Mike. I agree with you as well that Ramondre Stevenson is going to play. They're not going to just put him on the bench, because what I read today is that Henderson, they do not view earlier on. You do not view Henderson. They do not view Henderson as a true between the tackles guy. They like him on the outside, but I think they're going to feed him a little bit more, but I don't think as much as Case is hoping. Take a look at Andy's side. I think Chubb and Diggs are out. Hampton is in. Olave, I think, is probably going to be in because they're playing from behind. Now he's got Worthy healthy. So if I'm taking a look at some of these matchups that he's got, and now you insert these guys into this lineup, his lineup looks much better compared to what Case has on his side.
Oh, wait.
The thing that scares,
I want to change my pick.
The thing that scares me for Case, his stack that he's really counting on, the Jackson Flowers stack going against Kansas City. Kansas City's actually done a pretty good job with holding Lamar Jackson down, and they haven't given up a lot of points this year. I don't think that's going to be a monster point game. In Jefferson, in London, I hate those London games, which is why I'm even thinking on my side with Metcalf of taking him out. Those London games are brutal. I like DeVita in this game. I think DeVita's going to get his first win.
Okay.
I have no superlatives left.
Yeah. How good is Steve? When you're on the pod, how good is Steve?
I mean, he's just like, so it's great for me because I don't have the rosters up in front of me. So, like, DeVito's like, I'm reading the rosters. It's fantastic. Like, now I know exactly who Case has in his lineup. I know who DeVita has. Like, I was already taking DeVita, and I couldn't be more confident after Steve broke it down.
We need to,
I would run through a wall for a DeVita win right now after DeVito just broke down those lines. Like,
We're in his locker room.
It is fantastic.
DeVito, do you have these notes written down somewhere? You just ripped off like 9 statistics. I'm like, this is incredible.
Yeah, just watch football.
Yeah. There's so many good things. We need a straight man, so he plays the perfect role of like giving the stats and doing everything. And then that watch suntan, I don't think that I'm sleeping on that, bro. That is fantastic.
You like that one?
I'm with DeVito. on this one. Give me DeVito. I can't battle that analysis. Good call, Steve. I don't think I have a boom. I'm gonna have Andy Boom.
Oh, I didn't mention I've got DeVito in a lock.
Take that back. I picked Jeff the Boom. You can take my boom back.
Oh, these sound effects are all over the place.
Guys, great episode. This was a fast hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, this might be our longest episode of the year. So
again, I think we're about 42 minutes through the recaps.
Oh, the background. This is louder than it usually is.
Turn it down.
That's better.
No, put it up.
Hey, Jeff, as a listener, what's the thought of the exit music?
I love the intro music. I love the exit music. It's very, very well produced.
I'm still waiting for what this
I'm
song is.
not usually a video watcher. I usually just listen. either walking around or driving. So, but the music's nice. It rolls in nicely. Yeah, I do like the opening credits as well. I do watch those.
Thank you. The opening credits were a labor of love. I'm kind of looking at different songs for the opening credits because I'm a little I don't really like it. It sounds a little game showy, but I do put a lot of thought into the Instagram song. I'll tell you right now.
Well, I didn't even know you had songs on the Instagram.
I posted on the Instagram story and I put the songs on there. Yeah.
How's our Instagram?
What is the exit song?
It's called Feeding the Ducks.
How many click-throughs you getting on their Instagram posts these days?
A lot. We get a lot of people that go through Instagram. Yes. Most people go to Spotify and search out Entering Milford. That is the main way people find us. Yes.
Oh, what's going on Instagram? I'm gonna have my wife follow it.
Yeah, follow us up. Tell her to drop me a line. I'd love to see those pics. On that note,
yeah, I'm not calling court.